Hi there. Thanks for tuning in to FreightWaves Live at Home. I'm Travis Rhyan, Managing Director of Media here at FreightWaves. And I've got Danny Lilley, VP of Product Design and Engineering at Werner. And we're here to talk to you today about some of the emerging trends we're seeing in the industry and specifically about what Werner is doing to address those. So how are you today, Danny?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. So wanted to start off by asking you, how do you see the technological ingress made within trucking operations?
Yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time with with asset-backed trucking companies, and as you look across the general industry, they're not the most technology forward. Especially mid-size and smaller carriers. So there's just great opportunity across the board for the trucking to embrace and adopt technology overall.
I would agree. As I know, you know, the trucking market in North America is highly fragmented. I think the numbers are over 90% of fleets today are operating with 6 or fewer trucks in their ecosystem, a little bit different than you guys. How do you see this fragmentation affecting overall technology adoption in the industry?
Yeah, it's difficult for these smaller uh, organizations to build some of these solutions, but there's more and more options and opportunities out there for to purchase this technology. I think a lot of organizations have really focused heavily on build, 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 but more and more there's organizations out there who are have really good modern cloud-based opportunities and solutions out there. And I think these smaller trucking companies could leverage those and build a pretty great ecosystem of options out there, I think.
So what are some of those technology related trends or products that you've seen within the trucking industry that are catching up to today's overall space?
Yeah, just some of the most basic type technologies out there, like cloud-based solutions. There's a heavy dependence on on mainframe, on green screen, on just monolithic transportation management systems. So a move to the cloud, I think, is absolutely essential across the board to move innovation, to leverage modern capabilities and APIs. So something as simple as that almost every other industry has embraced fully. Trucking and transportation needs to adopt more heavily. As we look across the there's great safety technologies that have come to bear, improvements in vehicles and our the trucks out there. But ingesting that data from a true IoT perspective, there's a lot of opportunity to leverage data better and to operationalize that data across the board.
So which of those cloud-based products or opportunities do you feel would be spread ubiquitously across the entire industry in, let's say, a decade?
Yeah, I think things like transportation management systems, there will be more and more moving to cloud type offerings. The visibility market. There's so many different offerings out there for freight visibility. More and more of those will have to be used and leveraged by carriers. In-cab technology and telematics, more and more will have to be adopted across the board. More intuitive workflows for drivers and just providing more information at their fingertips.
So how do you see the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, which is affecting all of us today in the world, affecting the trucking market and its ability to adopt technology? And then I can come back to that if forget. And then do you think that this is a black swan event has created a new need for digitalization and visibility within the ecosystem, and maybe it will propel greater change faster?
Yeah, I do think so. There's an incredible opportunity there to just push not only trucking companies, but shippers and really the entire digital supply chain to think more, uh, holistically across the board. A lot of these technologies, it's still just incredible to me that would show up at a shipper, get a handful of paper, and then that has to be scanned, and then that's handed to the next driver who then scans that. There's so many opportunities to, digitize the electronic bill of lading. And, as one thing that COVID has brought to light is this more touchless, a lot of the touchless opportunities and eliminating the needs for paper across the entire supply chain.
So probably what you're most excited to talk about is Werner's Edge. We saw that was announced this year in 2020. What can we, as the folks standing by and watching, expect of Werner's Edge and its commitment to technology and innovation going into 2021 and beyond?
Yeah. So we launched Werner Edge in the May timeframe, and it really was just our emphasis on innovation, on our, just making a big stake in technology. And that's going to be a major emphasis for us as an organization going forward. And so a part of that is really just moving to the cloud. So every major foundational back office piece, from HR to finance to transportation management system, we're looking at modernizing and upgrading those platforms to purchase options across the board there, and just really building that foundation. We're launching solutions next year for our carriers, for our shippers, and really just trying to find ways to embrace this idea of a digital marketplace, and just building technology that solves those problems better. A lot of that, as an organization, is our focus on drivers. We want to be and feel like we are one of the best trucking and transportation companies for drivers to work for. So every piece of tech that our drivers interact with, we want to make sure that it's seamless, that it's simple for them to use, that we take out a lot of the redundancy and the waste. We've launched Edge Connect, which is our new telematics solution this past year. We're about 90% rolled out across our fleet. And that gives drivers a modern tablet, a modern solution that they can use with automated workflows, and just, we can communicate and interact with those drivers better. We've built from the ground up our new driver application, and that is fully built on the cloud with extensive capabilities that drivers can see loads and shipments and payroll. They can interact with their fleet managers, and so lots of focus this year on technology to enhance the experience of our driver. And then we built some solutions that it helps get our drivers back on the road faster from a road breakdown standpoint. And then we have some technology that helps us, as we intake videos from our critical event management systems, to review those videos to train our drivers. But as we look at 2021, a big emphasis on improving our foundation, replacing some of those core technologies, and then building out solutions for our carriers and for our shippers.
Well, thank you. That's exciting to hear the progress that you guys are making, not only with the announcement of Edge in 2020, but what will happen to go out further into 2021. I think Werner has always been known as a company that really service their drivers and be very driver focused, and to have this technology that makes their lives easier, the shippers' lives easier, and obviously the whole ecosystem at large to improve it. We appreciate your guys' efforts. We thank you for your time today. And now we'll turn it back to the FreightWaves team back at home in the studio and continue on with our day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.